Good morning, Twain Tigers. It's time for the Tiger Update. I'm Dakota, and today is Friday, January 29th, 2021. Today is Corn Chip Day. Corn chips are a snack food made by frying or baking cornmeal into bite-sized pieces and sold in a bag for ease of consumption. Though its origins are unclear, Corn Chip Day celebrates this popular snack in the many ways of enjoying it, such as nachos, chips and salsa and guacamole, Frito pie, or just plain chips. So, if you're craving a quick snack or need an appetizer for a virtual party, Corn Chip Day has you covered. Now it's time for this day in history. Kansas was admitted to the Union as the 34th state on January 29, 1861. Kansas remained one of the most important political questions throughout the 1850s. Each side drafted constitutions, but the anti-slave faction eventually gained the upper hand. Kansas entered the Union as a free state. However, the conflict over slavery in the state continued into the Civil War. Kansas was the scene of some of the most brutal acts of violence during the war, but it is now a beautiful state that welcomes all.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Guess Who. Clue number 1, this teacher or administrator has two pets, a lab pit bull hound mix named Louis and a black cat named Bagheera. Clue number 2, if they could have a superpower, it would be flying. Clue number 3, they like to hike, camp, cook, travel, play PC games, read, run, watch movies, listen to music, and play with pets in their free time. The teacher or administrator is Miss Howden. Next up is World News with Soliana.
Good morning, Twain Tigers. I'm Soliana, and welcome back to World News with me, Soliana Daniel. Now it's time for the international news. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's inauguration day was on Wednesday, January 20th. History was made that day when Kamala Harris, the first South Asian black woman, was sworn in as vice president. Doug Emhoff, the first second man of the United States, also made history as the first second man of the United States. Dr. Biden also made history for the first lady to keep a full-time job in office. Amanda Gorman also took the show. She became the first National Youth Poet Laureate. She performed her poetry piece, The Hill We Climb, on Inauguration Day. In her poem, it relates to real-life events and situations we've been through. The right words in the right order can change the world, and you've proved that, as said by Lin-Manuel Miranda. There are also performances from Lady Gaga as she was performing the national anthem, and Jennifer Lopez singing This Land Is Your Land. Now it's time for the COVID-19 chart. There are over 1 million COVID-19 cases worldwide. Thankfully, more than half, 55.2 million people have recovered. Unfortunately, there are more than 2.15 million deaths worldwide. In the US, there are over 25.4 million COVID-19 cases and 423,000 deaths. We have to be careful in Fairfax because there are over 57,559 cases and 760 deaths. Remember to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart. My source is JHU CSSE COVID-19 data, the New York Times, and Wikipedia. Thanks so much, Tigers, for tuning in for today's World News with Soliana. See you next time. I'm Soliana, signing out.
Now here's a short clip of our teacher talks.
Good morning, Twin Tigers. My name is Zoe Houghton.
And my name is Soliana Daniel. Today we're going to continue with our teacher talks. We'll ask the teachers a couple of questions to get to know them better.
Today's guest is Miss Anderson. She is a Spanish teacher here at Twain. How are you doing today, Miss Anderson?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
Now time for the questions. Why did you want to teach Spanish?
I wanted to teach Spanish because I really loved studying the language when I was in high school and when I was at university. And I wanted to share that with students.
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? Ooh. I would say I have 2 dogs and cats.
Is there any advice you'd like to give the students for this year?
Advice for students this year. I would say don't be afraid to fail. And if you do fail, pick yourselves up and do it again. Because sometimes it takes multiple times to learn something, how to do something. And it's good to do the same practice many, many times.
That is all for this teacher talk. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Anderson, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Our next guest on Teacher Talks is Miss Santa Cruz. She is a speech and language therapist here at Twain. How are you doing today, Miss Santa Cruz?
I'm doing well. Thank you all for having me. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Let's get started. Why did you choose to be a speech language therapist?
So my undergrad degree was in psychology. I knew I wanted to work with people. My family was going through some kind of medical diagnosis, or a few members of my family, that required kind of looking into communication systems that were different than we're used to. So I really got into it for a personal reason, but also just because I believe everyone should have a communication system, whether it's verbal or nonverbal.
What is your favorite dessert and why?
You guys are putting me on the spot with that one because I love every dessert under the sun. But I would say cakes are my favorite because you can do a lot with them. And I haven't met a cake that I haven't liked so far.
How do you feel about everything being virtual?
That's a tough one because I think it works well for a lot of students. But especially being new to Twain, I feel as though being virtual and having that everyday contact, I still am able to connect to a lot of students that are new to me. But yeah, I personally would prefer to be back in the building, seeing all of my students face to face. But I am glad that we have worked out a system to be able to see each other on a regular basis, which is different than it was in the spring when we were first experiencing all of this. So I am grateful for that.
That's all for this teacher talk. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Santa Cruz, and have a great day.
Thank you. You guys too.
Our next guest on Teacher Talks is Mrs. Van Leer. She's an 8th grade science teacher for the Patriots. How are you doing today, Mrs. Van Leer?
Good. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Now it's time for the questions.
What made you want to become a science teacher?
Well, I have always loved science. Growing up, I had horses and we had cows and chickens and cats and dogs. So I wanted to teach other students all about science.
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal right now are the pandas. The new baby panda is so cute, and they had really cute videos of them playing in the snow.
What is your favorite topic to teach in science and why?
I would have to say that I really enjoy teaching life science. That's the 7th grade science curriculum. And I especially like teaching about animal adaptations. That kind of explains why animals look and act a certain way.
That's all for this Teacher Talks. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Van Leer, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Now it's time for the Daily Joke. I always read books about anti-gravity because I can't put them down. And now it's time for Administrator's Corner.
Good morning, Tigers. Hope everyone is having fun during Spirit Week. And I was able to pop into learning seminar classes on Wednesday, and I heard students asking teachers all kinds of great questions and getting to know them better. I got to learn more about teachers as well. and I shared how grateful I was for all the hard work that has gone into this year from students and teachers. So continue enjoying your week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Thank you, Twain Tigers. Have a great day.